Welcome back to Simright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this simple sleeveless flared top. Okay, so this flared top, you can also make it a gown. It depends on what you want, and the process remains the same. So here you can see it has the strip sewn to the armhole, as you can see. So I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to making this beautiful top. So it can be a summer top if you wish. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, please stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. So to start off this tutorial, you will be folding your fabric into two. After folding it into two, you fold it into four this way. Okay, so if you have folded it into four this way, this is what you'll be having. So to make this top, you'll be needing like 1.5 yards to make this top. So if you are making it a top, 1 or 1.5 yards or 1 yard, depending on how Ankara comes in length 47. So you can turn it the other way to achieve what you want. So I folded it, as you can see. So here will serve as center front and it will serve as my center back. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to mark out the border line. So this is my border line, and that is what we are going to work with. Okay, so this border line, I have it at 1 inch, so I'll be able to fold in and sew this part 1 inch. I'll just cut off because we are sewing our flare on it. So what I need is 1/2 inch. So from this border line, 1/2 inch. Okay, but from this part I'll cut off 1 inch. I believe you understand. So now we want to start off the cutting of this dress. So from this border line, I'm going to measure my chest line. So this is my chest line. My chest line is at 9 inches. And I'm going to make a mark. So if you are making this dress as a top, then 23 or 24 inches is okay. So I'll just go ahead and mark out 24 inches, and I'll add 1 inch for stitching the down part. So once I'm done with this, next I will come over. Although the best method in order not to waste fabric was to off this by 5 inches, but there's no problem about it. Okay, since this is a tutorial, I need you to understand it well. So this is shoulder, this is chest line. Then we'll come over and off this dress by 5 or 4 inches. Okay, so let me do 4.5. We are going to off it at 4.5. So once you have offed it at 4.5, you just go ahead and place your tape and mark out. I'm marking 5.5 inches because I'm going to use 1/2 inch to stitch. So I mark 5.5 inches. Then on the chest line, I'm going to mark my bust circumference, divide by 2, and I'll add 1 inch. So my bust circumference I'm working with here, divide by 4, is 9 inches. I'll mark 9 inches and I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance. So once I've done that, next I will do is to connect what I have on this to this way. It's an off shoulder armhole. So I might just decide to let me use this side. Can you see? So I'll just have it connected to the armhole this way. So once that is done, the next I will do is to cut what I have out. And cutting what I have out, I've already added 1/2 inch for sewing, and I'll just go ahead and add 1/2 inch. Okay, so once I get to this point, I'll just go ahead and cut on the armhole. Can you see? So I'll cut on the armhole and I will cut on the, I'll just slant it, just a little slanting to the hemline this way, and I'm going to cut it out on the top. So at the end of the day, we'll have the back and front of this top this way. Can you see? We have it this way. This is the arm. So note that we off this at 4.5. Okay, so it means our strip will be at 9 inches. It will return back. Okay, so it will be able to hold this. So now note that we have flare, our flare. So this flare, I'm going to take the measurement of the flare right now. So for me to take the measurement of this flare, I'll take off 1 inch first. We are not having, this is the seam allowance, the flare will not be there. I will mark out 1 inch, or I might also decide to sew in the flare completely, so no need of marking the half inch, 1 inch. So let us just take measurement of our flare only on the front bodies this way. So once I get to this point, I have 7.5. I'll come this way. Okay, from that 7, okay, let me start again. So from the front where we are having the flare, I'll just go ahead and mark 7.5. I'll place the 7.5, 18. I'll place the 18, and I'll come down at 25.5. So this 25.5 now, I'm going to use it to cut out a circle flare. So this circle flare, I'm using 25 inches to get the radius. All right, so like, because I don't have enough fabric, I'll first have to cut out my flare on paper, then I'll place it on my fabric and cut. So this flare, the area we measured only for the front is 25. So if you want this flare to go front and back, you multiply this 25 by 2, but I'm going to have it only on the front. So I'll divide by 6.28 because I'm making 360 degrees flare for this dress. So here I have 4 inches as my radius. Okay, so I will fold my paper this way. I'll fold my paper this way, as you can see. Then I'll fold it again this way, as you can see. So now we are going to mark out that 4 inches flare radius which we calculated. 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. That is the radius. So now we want to also determine the length of this flare. So the length of this flare, I'll come in with my fabric, the dress we are working with. This is the dress we are working with. So I'll just go ahead and take the measurement of what I have from the starting point. Okay, let me use this chalk line because the half inch is for sewing. So I'll measure to this chest line, and I'll go down a little from this chest line. So let me say we are working with 6 inches. So I will make it 7 inches because I'll sew here and here. So I'm going to measure 7 inches. So my flare becomes 7 inches length. So this 7 inches length, I'll go ahead and mark. I will mark, and I will mark. So this is the flare. So I'll just go ahead and cut. And cut. So this is is our circle. So I'll just go ahead and cut this circle on one part. So if I cut this circle on one part, I'll call this part that I cut facing it will be my center front. Center front. So from this center front now, I'll get my dress back again. So this dress you are working with, this is the center front. So note that we measured from here to here, we had 11. Okay, from end to end on this we had, let me separate it because we are working for the front alone. So from here to here we have, okay, 11 inches. So this 11 inches, I'm going to divide 11 by 2. If I divide 11 by 2, I will have 5.5. So I'll just place the measure from the center front 5.5 and mark. On the center front, I will measure 5. From here, I'll measure 5.5 and mark. Can you see? I'll do the same from here, 5.5. And I will mark. Okay, so once I've marked there, next I'll bring this and measure what I have from here to here. So from this point I have 8 inches. So from here I'm going to place my tape and measure 8 inches. So you can see from here to here is the 8 inches and from here is the 8 inches. So I'll simply place this on fold this way, center front, and this is the 5.5 for front that we had. Okay, let me take the measurement very well from here. Okay, that is a 5.5. So now if you notice, you can see we have this side slanting down. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do what? This is the part that will be sewn this way. So this other part now, we are going to slant it. We are going to come over here at the end of it, and we'll divide what we have from here to here by 2. I have 7, so half of it is 3.5. So I'll just go ahead and do what? Follow this line and replicate that armhole. Can you see? Just reduce it, so by the time we sew it from there, it falls in place. So I'll just go ahead and cut right now. So I'll just go ahead and cut this part. Can you see? So I've cut this part. So now that I've cut this part right now, because of this slanting, this part is actually going to be an excess. So what I will do, I'll cut this on fabric now, and we are going to place from here to here and sew. Once I place cut it on fabric, from here to here we are going to place and sew. Then this part that we slanted, you can see, we'll just place it this way. So you can see it's already forming. So let me cut it on fabric right now, then we'll sew it so you see how it comes. So I've already placed it on fabric, so you can see how I did that. So this part, the folded edge, I place the folded part of the paper. So I'll just add ½ inch to sew, just ½ inch for my hemming. Okay, so the flare there is just single flare, or you can also decide to double if you want. If you want to, face it, you can decide to face it. So here has to be on fold. Then I'm going to add my seam allowance. So once I get here, I will now go down. I'll go down and reduce that flare. as we demonstrated on paper. So please ensure you make a notch here, okay, because that is where the front piece is going to be. So although we'll be having an excess, remember the measurement we had on the side was 8 inches. So from here to here, after sewing, we'll have an excess because of the way it's slanted. So we'll just cut it off and it does not affect anything. So I'll take this off and notch the center front. So once I'm done with that, I'll come back with the dress, okay, on the center front line. I'll go to my machine now and sew. Okay, so please ensure you cut out this. You remember it was on fold, so I'll place it back so I'll be able to cut out the center line. So I'll just go ahead and match center to center. So that is how I'm going to sew it, center to center. So I match the part I notched, that will be on the front, and take this to the part I notched as well. So once I sew to that part, this is the part I told you, I'll just place from that notch this way. Can you see? So wherever I have excess, I'll cut it off. So I'll do the same for the other part. Let me do that now. All right, so this is the flare. I've already sewn it into the dress. So now I have an excess here. Like I told you, to actually have an excess because of the way it's slanted. So that does not affect anything. Just go ahead and cut out the excess. Can you see? So if you cut it out, this is what you'll be having in front of this dress. So you can double the flare, you can make it single. So next we will do is to stitch the back piece now. So I'm going to stitch the back piece close, and then I'll show you how. So I've joined the size of the flare right now. So the next thing we want to do is to finish up the armhole and the neckline. So this neckline, I'll just go ahead and take my measurement from the neckline. Here I have 10 inches. So I've already cut out my strip. The width of my strip is 1.5 inches. And although I cut a longer length, but I'll just trim it off at 10 inches. So I'll go to my machine now and I'm going to finish it up right now. So I'll place it this way and sew at 1/2 inch. Once I'm done, I'll bring it here and fold in another 1/2 inch this way. Okay, see, I'm done with the from here to here. So now we are going to pipe the sleeve, and it will return it back with the strip. So I'm going to measure my strip. Remember, we offed this by 4.5. So this is the 4.5. So at this 4.5, I'll place it right here. Then take the measurement of my armhole. So here I have 11. So 11, I'll multiply it by 2 because it will run all this way. That is 22. So at my strip, I've already cut it at 23. So from here to here is 23 inches. Okay, so I just cut it at 23 inches, and the width is 1.5. So let's go to the machine, so I'll show you how to sew it together. Alright, so this is the strip we want to sew right now. So the first thing I'll do is to measure that strip at that 4.5. Okay, so at this 4.5, I'll pick it up and make a notch to it. So that will tell me where to start sewing. So I'm going to place it right side to wrong side. Then I'll place the strip for one end. So I'm going to sew from that point at 1/2 inch. So I'll just sew from there at 1/2 inch. And then I'll open up the side seam this way and stop my stitching. Then next I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn it over and start from this end too. So when I'm starting it, I need to also match the notch part. Very important, the notch part has to be on the, you can see I notched it, it has to be on the, before you sew, okay, so that we'll have everything. The idea is the strip has to remain at 9 inches. That is from here, it has to remain at 9 inches. So you can see that's where I have my notch. So I'll just go ahead and sew this strip this way. From that point I'll match it up, and then I'm going to sew from the stitching line I have there already. So I'll just go ahead and sew from the stitching line this way. Alright, so once I'm done stitching that part, the next thing I'm going to do is to flip this to the front. Okay, so now this is what we have. So we are going to finish it up by flipping what we have. So now I'll just go in and fold from any end. Okay, so I just choose to fold in 0.5 from this end, and I'm going to complete the process round. Okay, I just drop my presser foot, and I'm going to sew this way. I'll keep sewing that way. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to pipe the whole dress. Okay, so I'm piping the whole dress, including the sleeve. So I'll keep sewing till I go back to where I started. So I'll just gently finish up the armhole, the sleeve or the strip this way. So automatically it folds in naturally as you sew till you come back to where you started. So you can make your strip 2 inches if you want it a little bolder. So this is where I started, and I'll back stitch at that point and cut off my thread. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other part, and we are done. Alright, so this is the result of what we have. Okay, so that's how to go about this dress. So I believe this class was helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop a comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you once again. See you in the next class. Bye.